retouch, you can call us on 0970 50 99 38 or 0965 81 34 64. Rustball Dreadlocks, we rock the nation, we rock the nation.
Allô? Epaphrodis. Uyenda ukuthi ngiyabe ngikhuluma guys bantansha. Ule ngikhuluma guys bantansha. Awuna ngibakamba bamqala ndepita yiwe. Imini lapha
So you said your other songs are available for download? Your other songs, you said they're available for download? The ones that you did apart from these ones that you have brought today?
Yeah, those one.
They're available for download?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll be going in 2 minutes.
1 minute? Okay.
So you said your stage name again is Epaphroditus, right?
Yeah, Epaphroditus.
Okay.
Good vibes.
96.7.
that artist that did that song that's Oh Lord help me, oh Lord, and answer my prayers,
Oh yeah,
restore
I
my
know.
strength. Who's that?
It is this one from South Africa. She's a lady from South Africa. The name has gone. But Malope, Shanshan.
Oh, Rebecca Malope.
Lobeda, yeah, Labega Marope. Marope.
It is a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and the time is 13:19. Now, what you're from listening to is something done by a gentleman that I'm having in the studios today. I know this is the lunch break, and you're supposed to be listening like to music and ads only. But hey, let's get to do some of that story sharing, and I hope it will motivate you. So we have Epaphroditus, who is a gospel artist in the studios today. Good afternoon, Epaphroditus.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm glad to have you around our studios.
Yeah, I'm also blessed to have you
Okay.
interviewing me.
Mm. You know, it's so surprising of how you sound like the legendary Lobeka Malope. And when I asked you if you looked up to them, or maybe you could have, or maybe if you consider them to be one of your top-notch motivators, you didn't seem to really have them in mind. And you have this Rebecca Malope vibe, and yet you do it alone. I mean, let's talk about your musical execution. You're a musical prodigy. Of course, you do gospel, and we're gonna get more into how you started and really how it has been. But tell me one thing: who really do you look up to? Let's talk about your music, starting with people you looked up to when you were young.
Okay, the time I started writing songs,
Mm-hmm.
the person who was inspiring me in music is James Nee. Now
James
he's
Nee.
lived.
Okay, I've heard of James Nee. Is it not the James Nee, the amazing and flawless, not really flawless, but nicely put, well put gentleman that was meeting with Prophet Shepherd Bushiri?
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
one.
wow, that is amazing. So, should that mean you are, let me not say a novice to the music industry, but
Mhm.
you haven't been in the industry for too long, if say.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Ruben, because as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if I wasn't a keen follower of Ruben, but he might have existed back in the times. So I remember Ruben existing some 2 years ago, and
Uh-huh.
he started doing music then, is it? And you said you looked up to Ruben. Okay,
Mhm.
so any other artists that you look up to? I mean, you looked up to before you really got into the singing.
Okay, so before I started looking up to Ruben and James Nee,
Mm-hmm.
that time I liked listening to songs like South African songs
Okay.
and
Wow, that explains the execution.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah. So South African songs, and I was enjoying
okay.
Labega's Marope song.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay. But she didn't really consider her to be one of those I don't know, like really anchored to you inspirers, and then you didn't aspire to be like her.
uh,
Because trust me, one thing that you musicians
uh,
get to realize as music goes on, that's if you get to stand with the storms and everything, um, you get to find yourself at some point. That is after everything, after you you know cravings for fame so much, after you have to come to realization that music is all about doing what you love. and eventually you find yourself as musicians. And at this point, at this level, I'm seeing you. I could say you found yourself when it comes to the music, and well, it wouldn't be that you were trying to imitate anyone, rather that this is your own style that I'm loving. And let's now get into when you started music. After the looking up to someone, of course you got inspired and you took your first step. When was your first step?
I think my first step was 2014.
2014.
2014. That's when
Okay.
I started with lighting sounds.
Oh wow, that's 6 years.
Yeah, since
Okay. Wow. You have held it down. Well, having said this, the music industry is quite a tricky one, especially when it comes to the gospel music industry. We're going to be delving into that if time allows, soon enough. So, you being in the music industry, that is the gospel music industry, and we could also relatively refer to the likes of Pompey. We know Pompey to be one of the people that started out with secular music, and he got into gospel music. Because obviously he repented, and he found a better life in gospel music. Now some people have the notion that gospel music is the hardest type of music you could do. What do you think about that?
I think on that one,
Mm-hmm.
that is very true. Gospel music is a toughest industry that you can enter in
Okay.
because it really needs sacrifice.
Oh wow.
It is not
So
very
has it
easy.
been tough for you lately? Has it been? I mean, it's the toughest. You could say it's the toughest, but to say, there's some things that are regarded to be and believed to be tough, but some people manage them. For example, let's talk of additional mathematics. Some people say, okay, additional mathematics is hard, but somebody who's doing it, they'll say it's simple. I mean, the notion has it spread that it's hard. So let's get back and relate to the music industry. That's the gospel music industry in particular. And you said it is hard. Has it been hard for you?
In fact, very hard.
Okay, it has
Very
been
hard.
very hard.
Yeah.
So I take it to say that you stating that it has been hard means you haven't made it yet according to your standards of what you define as making it.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I still have a long way to go.
So
Yeah.
now this, you know what this sets into my mind? You got me thinking. So Epaphroditus was in music for 6 years, and he was dealing with the hardest. I mean, when it comes to other courses, we would say it's I don't know, English is the hardest course you would ever take. I was told by my mom, so I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
So let's consider it in this way. You're doing this course, and then this course is very hard, regarded hard, and you couldn't say you've stumbled really. Okay, at some point you might have ran into some potholes, but still held on, of which has been the case when when we were having a background talk. You told me that the music industry for you hasn't really been friendly, but you've put yourself up to this time, up to this level of you doing songs with Ruben. We have you doing songs with the likes of Steve G, who you said was the owner of a song I really liked but didn't know. And that is another situation we're going to get to. So, I'm really impressed. I should comment. I'm really impressed that you are not satisfied with this level. When you're doing music with Ruben and G Steve, this means you have a really great ambition. Now, let's talk about you, getting to do music, and you really know that, okay, music is one of the hardest industry. What prompts you to do that?
To do music,
Mhm.
I think it is just a calling from God.
Okay, let's put it this way. We have musical stampede these days, and everybody's doing music. But when it comes to gospel, not everyone is doing it, and it's really hard indeed.
People, they are running from it.
Yeah, people are running from it. I mean, that's why we have artists starting in the church and moving from gospel to most of the likes of other established artists share the same story. But hey, that is another story for a day. We're focusing on you sticking to to the music industry, that is the gospel music industry in particular. What has kept you going? What has kept you focused?
I think the reason why I'm still doing this thing
Mhm.
is I have understood that God has called me to do this,
Okay.
and God has called me to win souls through this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So, you have been, for us to say you have been focused, it means that you have been determined, and for us to say you have been determined and focused in every other aspect that it requires you to get, forward and upright. Obviously, there have been some, trials, tribulations. There have been a lot of troubles coming your way for us to say you have stayed strong, or else we wouldn't have. I mean, we said, okay, it's a clean road. There's no, spikes. There's no potholes. So why would we say, he has stood up there? It's a clean road. But it's a road that, has a lot of challenges, difficulties, and just mention a few, what are some of those challenges that you have faced when it comes to the music industry? Speaking of making money in particular, because apart from winning souls, obviously at some point, I mean, I'm into studying music, and I've studied blogging, just from a personal perspective. Studied artist marketing, show management, and everything like that. And it really requires you to crunch some numbers when it comes to that. So putting into aspect the fact that most people, let me just clearly outline it. I might get ahead of you. You'll have to forgive me.
No problem, no problem. Yeah, I'm
for the
following.
fact that for the fact that most people like international artists, which is not bad. I mean, we are told to support local, and I'm sure everyone has come across this message: support local, support local. And we have this situation where this particular person, loves music done by let's say Tasha Cobbs. It's not a bad one. You can have such, but let's look at the playlist. They set standards to say, okay, I'm gonna only listen to the Hell songs, Tasha Cobbs. I'm not gonna listen to any local artist, and that has been the case in most gospel filled regions. Gospel, I mean, not really gospel filled regions, but Christians. Speaking of which, Zambia is a Christian nation, and we're a victim of that. We cannot disagree to that. I mean, we do not support local music. Sometimes it's only a few people that do that. And, we're talking of a situation where my mom is listening to Ada from 6 to 15 hours, and she cannot listen to a song that is done by Ruben or Epaphroditus, as we have right now. Could that be a problem in your music industry?
I think it is a very, very big problem. Yeah, because
perhaps you feel left out.
Yeah, because we really need people's support. If people are supporting, it even gives courage to show that there is something that you are doing. Yeah.
Okay. So one of those being I mean, one of the reasons, or one of the storms that you faced is what we just talked about.
Yeah, that one has been
and that being, let's say, one of them. There should be and many other challenges that you have faced. Have you had problems with recording music?
Yeah, I've been facing this challenge of recording music for so long, because as we know, gospel music is very expensive. It's very expensive. Just maybe just audio without video, you spend even more than 1,000.
Yeah. And you know what it is? I'm going to share just to strengthen our notion. What we do have gospel music being hard to do. I will share a personal experience. I'm into a studio, and somebody goes like, "I love gospel artists because they bring more money, and whatever we tell them to do, they do." So when it comes to the circular one, they would charge them 100, and for gospel artists, knowing that they are willing to go miles to do it, and that is why you will make it. I say that is why you will make it.
Yeah.
I mean, I always say best wishes to a gospel artist.
Amen.
Knowing that they put in everything. Because, I mean, look, we have a producer saying, okay, I love gospel artists because they bring me money, a lot of money. There's nothing like, we nada ponyako down payment. No, there's nothing like that. You get to pay it directly. And when you say, we're coming to do a song, you come as a choir, a group, instruments, everything is on point. You're set, you're organized, and that is one of the reasons that producers love you mostly. Besides it being quite a bit of an advantage, because of course they have to capitalize on everything, producers and all. Anyways, speaking of music, and you have been spacing your music quite distant. I mean, you say it in our background talk. You do a song after a year. that periodic release of music, do you feel okay with it? I mean, comparative to the music industry these days, it's quite competitive. You have the likes of, let's say, Esther Chungu, Pompey, and everyone, and I'm sure you're of that level. And, you know, we have people releasing music, premiering those songs every twice in a month, besides them having family and jobs and everything. Don't you feel that is quite distant?
Yeah, it's a very, it
'Cause, I
is a
mean, this
very,
is
very
6
big
years,
gap.
and
Yeah,
we're talking 6 songs.
yeah,
Is
6
it?
songs.
Wow.
6 years, 6 songs.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah,
Mm,
yeah, it's a very big distance.
okay. So do you feel the need to change this, or is it going good for you? Is everything PB and J, peanut butter and everything? Is everything sweet for you like this?
Yeah, like this, I think I'm not that much comfortable with this one
Okay.
because I have written more than for now I have more than 50 songs that
Okay.
are on a paper. That
You
is to be
you have
released.
more than 50 songs.
More than 50 songs.
I should scold you for that. Honestly. But before I really get to do that, do you have a studio that you're hooked to?
Right now, no, there is just Emmanuel is trying to push me.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
he's just a brother.
Mhm.
He tries when maybe he can call you, okay, come
Okay.
we do this, we do. But right now, I don't have any studio that I'm hooked to.
Okay. So we're talking the gospel music industry, and this has been Slim and Epaphroditus discussing. Of course, he's a musician, and we have been discussing from inception the music industry, and in particular the gospel music industry, and how hard it has been, and how hard it is in general. We're talking of revenue issues. You know, some people like to stream, you know, Pire Ada on their YouTube, of which is not a bad thing. Your morning devotion is something very important. You need to do it, but we're talking supporting local. And then, how from whatever aspect we might look at it from, the money aspect never remains behind. Because trust me, as you're watching that video, uh, money is going to her account, of which is a way of upkeep. So we're saying, why don't we give that opportunity and chance to our local artists as well? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's get to your last remarks, Epaphroditus. And I would like us to jump to some of that. Some of that. Okay, Mwende Naine. Whilst you are putting out your concluding remarks and everything that you feel shouldn't have been left out, because I feel I have exhausted all I could say, seeing for the fact that you're doing good and only you need a level to get you hooked to. So hey, if you're a level out there and you're losing, you're lost on a gospel artist, well, I could fit one for you if Epaphroditus is cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, but hey, if you want to sign him, he's gonna talk more about that in his concluding remarks. So Epaphroditus, in a nutshell, tell us what you feel shouldn't be left out.
So my people can follow my page.
Okay.
So can follow my page. My page is Epaphroditus Music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you find it on Facebook.
Okay.
Then on Instagram you find Epaphroditus Music again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So even those who want to reach me using my line,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's 0965889666.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Great. Amazing stuff. So apart from your contact details, Epaphroditus, what should I'm sure you have people that you told to tune in to listen to you, and let's talk about these people, sacrificing their time to tune in, which must mean that they're a fan to you in some way or another. A fan is not just someone that has T-shirts and gets autographs of their favorite artist, but someone that follows someone. I mean, everyone that's listening to you right now, either you're a man of God, your mentor, they're a fan of yours. So let's talk about if somebody is a fan of you, I'm sure they'll be expecting more from you, especially if they love your work. So let's talk about when we should expect anything from you.
Yeah, so like now I'm working on 2 songs.
Okay.
I'm working on 2 songs. There is one which is Takwabe Chayansha, Kuishina Dienu.
Okay.
And the other song, it's Lumba, Nakula Milumba, Ishkushanse.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Are you planning to feature anyone?
Yeah, I am in my head. I have a lot of people that I want to do songs.
Well, you know what? I should commend. I like the way you're moving your music, steady and nice. I mean, it's 6 years, 6 songs, nice features, no rush. Wow. Any albums yet?
Not yet.
Wow, this is amazing. If I was an artist manager, I would take this one. Trust me. This one right here is a gold mine. All right, so Epaphroditus, it has been good having you around, and we hope to have you around again. It has been a great one sharing your story, and if you are a gospel artist that is listening right now, well, I hope you are inspired by Epaphroditus' story. Okay, so anyways, before we really get to close it, are you available for features?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm available, very much available.
Anyone who wants to feature, you can follow you on your platforms. There's can you run them down again?
Yeah, so you can follow me on my Facebook page, is Epaphroditus Music.
Okay.
Yeah, you can also follow me on Instagram. Yeah, Instagram is Epaphroditus. Then the number that I mentioned, which is 09658889666.
Okay.
Yeah, you can call me on that. Yeah.
All right. So one last thing that most people tend to forget when it comes to radio interviews is the shout out part. This part always comes into play when you're out of the booth and you're home. Everybody is congratulating you, and then you're like, okay, you forgot to do a shout out. I mean, I told you should have done that.
Okay.
I wouldn't like that to be the case. I would like you to outline, to shortlist a few people that have been very helpful in your music career. And just give them a shout out. Let them know you think about them and you appreciate them.
Okay, so the first person I can appreciate the support that I have been receiving from the person who has been mentoring me.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 years ago, who is Saint Anton.
Oh, okay.
Saint Anton from Kabwe. Then I also have a person who is Sky DQ.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the one who is trying to push for my 2 songs.
Okay. Great,
yeah.
Great stuff. Wow. Okay, so that being said, and whoa, is Honorable the one that produces your music?
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
your music.
So Honorable.
Your music is something that I'm in love with. Trust me.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
I'm a fan from now, eh?
Okay.
You fit. You know what? You fit to bring me a shirt with your name on it. And then Epaphroditus is an artist you should listen to. So do just that. And for his music, I'm sure you could follow his platforms, and he should have shared a link or two in one of his posts. So here is another one with Steve G. What famous song did Steve G do again?
Kilo Ilange.
Okay.
He did Kilo Ilange.
Okay, so that is the Steve G that we're talking about. And this is Ilange, our similar something. Honorable Own It. Wow. You're quite skillful when it comes to handling yourself, especially having in mind that you do not have a director or a manager. You manage yourself properly. I could say your manager is God.
Yes.
That's the best thing you could say, because I mean, this is very rare. You're so organized. I love it.
Thank you very much.
Keep
Thank
it up.
you very much.
All right, Epaphroditus, thank you so much for coming through and with Ilange Yahweh. That is Epaphroditus's, and it features Steve G. Good afternoon. The time is 13:41, and you're listening to the Lunch Break, the show that gets you to advertise whatever you want to advertise. By calling the number 07700000967, and right here, right now, we get to do it. Let's get to push Epaphroditus a mile further. Listen to his music and promote it. Good afternoon.
Exclusive from ZambianMusicBase.com. Cloud FM 96.7.
That was good. I loved it.
That was horrible.
It was good. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it also.